Well, last night, dreams came true, goals accomplished at the finish line of Ironman Coeur d'Alene.
2,031 athletes completed a 2.4-mile swim, 112-mile bike, and then a marathon. Yesterday, we told you about some of the more successful athletes.
Well, tonight, we have the inspiring stories of the last people to cross the finish line with KXLY4's Tori, Brunetti, and Sally Showman. And Sally, you talked with the final two finishers, right?
That's right. I was there until the very end. You know, the finish line was the stage for some great success stories last night, and the fans really rallied at the end to bring the final finishers in. Their energy was just contagious.
These are the final minutes of Ironman Coeur d'Alene. No longer is the race about winning or losing, it's about finishing.
I can't imagine being on my feet for as long as these people are. They are the true Ironmen, in my opinion.
The course closes at midnight, 17 hours after the start. Now it's a race against the clock, a race Lois Nelson knows well. She finished with less than 2 minutes left in the race.
It was sort of very nerve-wracking the last couple of miles. I knew it would be really, really close.
Collapsing twice in the final stretch, Lois endured.
It was like, yeah, dork of the year moment.
The final official finisher.
And I just knew I came this far and I wanted to get it done.
She did, just shy of the final countdown. But off in the distance, light from a motorcycle trailing one last runner. Tom Scheer from Michigan came to the race solo, without family or friends, but he was hardly alone at the finish line.
It felt great. I mean, I kept going. There's no way I wasn't going to run to the finish line.
He finished 140.6 miles in 17 hours and 4 minutes, the unofficial final finisher.
I got my money's worth, right? I paid $550 and got all my time plus an extra 4 minutes, so it was good.
Personal victories, even in the last minutes of the race.
Time to go get some food. I am starving. I'm 270 pounds and I'm hungry.
Now, Tyler Stewart, she was the women's champion. She actually came back to cheer in those final finishers. She says she always does that because they inspire her to do what she does. She says she can't even imagine being on her feet for 17 hours. Live on the sky deck, Sally Showman, KXLY4 HD News.
Oh, gosh.
Amazing.
It always get you.
Oh.
Whether it's the last finisher or someone who's 4 minutes shy. And finishing an Ironman takes a lot more than just the physical fitness.
No kidding. It is the fight inside each and every athlete that pushes them across the finish line. KXLY4's Tori Brunetti is live in Coeur d'Alene.
And Tori, you talked with one Ironman athlete who pushed himself to finish the race even though race officials told him he was done.
Yeah, that's right. I'm about 9 blocks away from the official Ironman finish line, but on this Coeur d'Alene street is where Casey Kammel finished his Ironman. Casey is paralyzed on his right side, making him the only physically challenged athlete to compete this year. But Casey is a born athlete, and he trained hard for the past 12 months. When halfway through the swim, his Ironman dreams were in jeopardy.
Just getting tossed everywhere.
Casey Kammel says swimming in Lake Coeur d'Alene felt like swimming in a washing machine with more than 2,000 people.
With my disabilities, I'm not a great swimmer, you know, in those kind of conditions.
He made it through the first lap, more than a mile, and then had to face the reality of his limitations.
The fear of drowning was just that I couldn't take going back out.
After talking with a race official, Casey reluctantly got out of the water, disqualified because he couldn't finish the 2.4-mile swim. But like he did 15 years ago, when doctors told Casey he would never walk again, he persevered.
He said, okay, where's my bag? I'm like, what bag? My bike supplies, I gotta go ride now. And it was just, there was no second guessing.
Finding inspiration in the words of his wife, Lisa.
He has this gut instinct, this perseverance that fuels him.
And in the faces of his 2 little girls, Casey hopped on his bike. Using a mileage tracker, he created his own 112-mile route.
My mantra is that, you know, failure is not an option.
Then at 4:15 in the afternoon, like many other Ironman athletes, he ditched the bike and hit the streets.
My wife jumped in the car and loaded up my gel packs and cookies and pretzels and water, and she was my support crew, and we took off running.
With his wife following behind him, counting his miles on the car's odometer, he carved his own 26-mile path through the city streets of Coeur d'Alene. At 10:35 at night, Casey Kammel became an Ironman. His wife says for the second time.
He was an Ironman 15 years ago when I pulled him up out of the water and I said, well, what's wrong? And he said, I can't move.
Was it my goal to run across the finish line and have my family there? Yeah, I mean, and so that will happen because this won't be my last one.
And Casey says with his wife Lisa's permission, of course, he will be competing in another Ironman. He might just add in a little bit more rough water training. Live in Coeur d'Alene, Tori, Brunetti, KXLY4 HD News.